kind of erasing your pencil mark. Now, if you look really closely at this, when it's in front of your face, you're gonna see it. I can literally see where this line is that I just made. So I'm gonna check it and see if I moved it down. Yep. See, I could probably go a little lower, but that's pretty good. Would you guys go further? Like, what do you think?
Oh, because you want it to be low to high, right?
Low to high. Maybe I would take this little piece down, but pretty good. And then this one, we said we wanted, I don't know, we were gonna maybe do a hairpin here, or maybe you could also do an eye bar. The issue with the eye bar here is that there's no space here for it. So you would really be doing maybe a T-bar. Clinically, you would do a T-bar because this is an aesthetic zone for the patient. They don't want this huge clasp there. So you could opt on your practical to leave it as a U and declare a T-bar to be there, or just for purposes of showing you guys this, you could say, I'm gonna do a hairpin and take this line down a little bit too. So I'm starting like at the top of where the line is drawn and moving it down like with each stroke. I'm doing a hair reverse, like a hairpin.
So it's like theoretic.
If you wanted to do an acres from here, yeah, you would have taken off this side. Yeah, good question. So then I'm just gonna check it, and I want it high to low, and now it's high to low. You guys know how to do the rest seats? Yeah. It's okay.
That was a fresh one.
You guys like don't even like worry. You're gonna have to relearn this next year anyway. So okay. So the way Wadkar taught it to us, the molars are half of the depth of an 8, and the premolars are half of the depth of a 6. You want it to be deeper, more towards the center of the tooth, and shallower towards the proximal side. I haven't done this in forever, but I'll try. How I would do it is I would maybe start here and kind of work your way back into the triangular fossa, and you kind of make it a little triangle.
And you want it to be like deeper towards the occlusal, right?
Yeah. So now that I've made like the general shape, I'll check, and I could go a little deeper. So then I'm gonna take this and kind of just, and then that. Again, haven't done that in a while, but
It's okay. They said you could always put a restoration.
sorry.
They said you could put a restoration if it's
Yeah, you can. Or a lot of times the patients already have a restoration, and you have to plan your RPD around doing that. Then you would do the same thing here. The cingulum rests are really hard, guys. Like, go slow. I'll try one, but I can't promise you it's going to be pretty. So he taught it to us like you're coming at the tooth at an angle, and then you even go further, kind of like at a 90. And I'll try. No promises.
It's 0.5 into the enamel?
I think so, yeah. I'm not even going for depth right now. I'm just seeing if I can do this, to be honest.
I think they're class 5.
And then they check it.
You're talking about.
I don't know, that sucks, sorry. But they check it with like a probe. And like you want to be able to push like here straight and that it gets stopped. Because if not, then your rest is not deep enough or it's at the wrong angle and it is serving the patient no purpose. So see if I took my straight instrument here
Yeah.
and I go
Yeah.
down the tooth and the instrument gets stuck here. It's like a step. You need it to be a step because the RPD is gonna sit here, and if there's no step, then it's gonna be bothering the patient.
Are you doing the half the dimension of the Afron burr for the canine, or you're not?
No, I used an inverted cone.
Inverted with a cingulum.
And you angle the corner of it into here. Like, I don't think my angulation was the best. I don't love this burr, but I think my angle could have been a little bit more 90 degrees rather than, I think I was maybe a little too angled like this. With the, I think the cingulum rests are the hardest part. Go slow, like put your speed lower, draw it. Like, it's hard to get the shape and the angle correct and the depth, so just be careful with that mostly. But like, I don't think anybody failed their RPD practical last year. Like, everyone got through it. If it's not, it doesn't have to be perfect. Like, it's not operative. They're not gonna fail you because your rest seat was 0.5 too deep.
Our class has a lot of ours.
Yeah. Yeah, we say that too, but I think our class screws you guys over.
Yeah, you do.
Different
We have a
professor.
lot of pop quizzes in our classes.
Yeah.
Can I ask how you know how deep the rest seat is? Can I?
I think you just would take a probe
Yeah.
and measure it like this. Like, you would say, I don't have a probe, but you know, you're looking at your depth like this.
Do you want to be like
Just like you would a operative prep.
just like that?
Yeah.
And what about like on the premolar?
I don't think they really measure that. They might actually take the burr and go like this and see if you were deep. Like, I'm a little more than half. So it's a little deep here, but I would submit it.
So you should be about half.
About half. Yeah, I mean, no one's gonna stop you. I wouldn't. You all know what happened to your classmate. So,
Should this one be less than 1 minute?
I forget the depth of this. You'll have to look at that on the rubric she gave you. I think it's probably, I mean, think about it. Enamel's what, like 1 to 1.5, so maybe 1?
It says 0.5 reduction.
0.5. So smaller than this, way smaller than that, what I did. But like, think about it logically. When I did this on my patient literally like rocketed out of the chair because I was too deep. Like, as soon as you're through enamel, they feel it. So you have to be kind of conservative, and then if you have to go more, you just tell the patient, like, suck it up for 2 seconds. I just have to, and then it's over.
Can I ask a clarification question?
Mm-hmm.
So when you work recontouring, how'd you know that it was done? You held it against the tooth.
Yeah, you want to practice this because you can actually see it.
Okay.
I'll do like maybe this line just to show you.
Thank you.
So I start at the top and I just erase the line until your line on these teeth is gonna end where the tip of the burr ends. So if I'm up here and I'm slanting against the tooth, like, you're not holding it perfectly like you would a crown prep, you're against the tooth. So I'm reducing all of this. My line is gonna be where that tip of the burr is. So I'll show you. And then, so I've reduced that, and I can literally see my line. I can see this little like white protrusion. It's so small, but with loops on, you'll definitely see it. And then I take the tip of the burr and I just keep going down.
Wait, so after you get it where you want it, you tilt the burr the other way and kind of make it.
Yeah. Well, I kind of fucked that up a little bit, but what if you guys can practice and like see that you can see this happening on real in here on this Typodont, like, you're gonna be golden. You're not even gonna have a question of like, see, I messed this up a little bit. I need to go more. So like, you can always go more. Like, my line I think is down there, but I want it to be. Like, put your little lights on too, because you can see it in the light. It really messes one up somehow. Let me try this one. I think that one's too far gone. I'm just trying to erase this line. That. Still there. I'm like barely touching the tooth also. I'm like, it's like dusting the tooth.
What speed are you on? What is it? 200.
I'll hit the adjacent tooth like I just did. I don't think this tooth is meant to have this kind of line, but it's a little lower. You see what I mean? You would have to kind of get in there interproximally a little bit more, but it started way up there. So you just start from the top. Go down, check it with this, go down, check it again. Like if it goes higher than it should, just you can fix it. Like go back and remove the higher part.
Wait, why were you removing there?
I was just showing them again how I did it the other
I
time.
was like, were you specifically trying to change the
No.
survey line there?
No, I was just demoing.
Okay.
Like
Again,
if you
I'm not
wanted to
supposed
change the survey line, that's how you would do it.
Yeah, you start from the top and you go down because you can't make a survey line higher. You can only make it lower, so that's important too.
Back to the question. That's a really good point. Remember how I said like in the case you wanted to do acres, you would take off the Malaysia?
Yeah.
That's what you kind of do.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I would have had I would have spent a little more time on this.
Yeah.
And also gotten this interproximal part. Like maybe I would have grabbed the fixed spurs just for practical purposes and just nicked that little part off. But this is a huge spur. I can't get in there.
Would you use a mosquito for the interval?
Yeah, you could use a mosquito. Just that little, like that's bothering me. How it's still high there.
And then we would have to flatten also reciprocating.
Yes, yeah, you have to do that too.
Can I just make a hole, like hold the tooth flat? Flatten the reciprocating.
What do you? I forget. This is the one thing I don't remember. What do you do? Like, does she want it in the middle?
Yeah. I think what is the middle
That's why I had that.
Oh, the junction. Yeah. So, okay, let's review this quickly. You want the lingual is where your reciprocating arms are, and you want it at the junction between the middle and cervical third. That's what that said. So, I remember this. The Typodont teeth always have that, almost always. So this one is definitely low enough. It's not gonna go any higher. It's done. We're not touching it. This one you could probably just bring down a tiny bit. I would say this is more in the middle third. So I would just take this. I don't know, that's probably good enough. And then
So here is too high.
that's better. It's a little lower. You would take this part just down.
How do you indicate what the client
That's why I asked you guys if you were writing the prescription. Because we had to write a script of exactly what we wanted it to be. Like,
I think that's for the next one.
okay, let me give you a word of advice from somebody who got many points off from that practical. When you write the prescription, write 0.01 undercut. Don't write 0.1 because it literally cost me an A in this stupid lab. But Dr. Wadkar is right, and we have a competency on it, and if you do that in clinic, you'll fail. So, like, obviously the punishment met the crime, but just be careful when that comes around, like you're writing 0.01, because they will take points off for that. But you see how this is now more low? I would say that's at the middle third, cervical third junction-ish.
So we don't need to like recontour like you do the proximals, right? You just need to lower it.
Yeah, you want the guiding planes to be like kind of low and also broader. I think maybe this one was too high. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here. You guys are gonna practice, right? Or are you just here to kind of learn? I'm trying to see if I could like figure this out here. I'm not doing anything good here. I'm just playing with it.
No, you're doing good.
I think whoever just told me that the guiding planes have to be low, I forgot about that. Yeah, they do. That's better.
How low do they have to be?
Check the rubric, what she wants. See how that's lower? That's better.
I think it's like guiding plane, like the 2/3 of crucial height. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that I remember that. So make sure they're bigger. But that's it.
Okay, so I have a dumb question right now. Can you show me where on the singular to do it? Just like how did you pick coordinates?
I should have thought about it more.
No, that, like I actually have no idea.
I should have used a smaller burr for small.
Said on the
I think where you're supposed to put it is like above the cingulum, but it sucks because these teeth don't have a cingulum.
Okay.
Kind of where I put it, maybe a little lower.
So if you like go down, it's not supposed to bleed. You're supposed to feel it, right?
You're supposed to stop. So they're gonna take a perio probe and go, right?
What burr did you use again for that?
I used this inverted cone. I think it's big. I don't know. Maybe you guys should use like something smaller. It's fine. You want to angle it like this. So my mistake that I made here was I was too into the tooth, and the top of the cone was also removing tooth structure. You kind of just want it to be the bottom of the burr, okay, like at this angle, making a step. Think of it as a step. If you drill at it at a 90 and this is sloping, you're gonna get a step. That's all they're looking for. And that you're not into the pulp.
Can I ask a stupid question?
Yes. None of these are stupid questions. You guys are asking good questions.
When you, maybe I missed it, but when you adjusted this, because you wanted, it was too high, it was a U, and you wanted it to be low to high
Yeah.
to get acres.
Right.
So you had that, you drew like a bunch of like crisscrosses, like shaded area here, and you went high and you dropped it low.
Yes.
So you didn't touch this area up here? You
No, I
did.
didn't, but I did when I showed you the second time.
Okay, but
Yeah.
the first time you just like lowered it like that,
Yeah.
and then you go along with the pencil again, and you like
Yeah,
make that it goes down.
you check yourself and see like did I actually go lower? Maybe you went higher somehow, or you made an extra line. You have to know that before, like you have to check, stop, check. Like don't drill and then be like, oh, I'm good. Like always drill and stop and do another line
Yeah.
and check it.
So we have to tripod it before, and then they come check. But if we're using pen to color on it, what do we do? I mean, it's just like you just don't use pen.
Well, you'll probably have to use pen on this.
Yeah.
I think they come and just sign your paper or something and then you're done. But when you hand it in, like when you get these back, you could just take off the pen with alcohol. It should come right off. I used to do that in fixed.
Hannah, could we take a look at them?
Yeah. Do you want this?